The sun is out, one of the most recognisable arenas for the beautiful game in the world. And boy, does it add to the occasion. Sao Paulo appear to be going with
enjoying quite a renaissance in recent times, and one that complements the counter-attack very nicely, with two strikers, two wing-backs, and potentially two...
Looking for a decent ball in. Chance! This has gone, that's a foul.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
That's the talking to, I think. Yes, it is. He's gone for goal. And how good was that? About as smooth as it gets. And he's produced a beauty.
The pitch.
Hit into the middle. And that will be the final act. So it ends 1-0, an enthralling game and an agonisingly on this most perfect evening for a game of football. Conditions are the match, I think, will be quite a spectacle. So what a stage for the players to take to here ahead of such an important game. The lineup we have suggests it's going to be a 4-5-1 formation, Jim.
Well, the lone striker has to be prepared to do some of the work himself, but essentially he needs to...
Plays it out to the flank. Here it comes. Shot a goal! He's scored! Deep into first half stoppage time, a crucial goal. It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Well, I think that defence there thought they were in good position and they had him where they wanted, yet somehow he's worked the scoring position when it didn't see him on. It's really crafty business, that.
And time is up. Always in the balance, and in the end, one goal was enough. They are narrowly beaten. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Well, the way the manager has stormed down the tunnel...
Clear evening, conditions absolutely beautiful. Perfect for the...
Visible in their creative movement. They like to drift in. At times, they'll mix their game up and keep their width. And, of course, they're also expected to track any runs from opposition fullbacks. So they've got quite hard-working jobs, but if...
And the referee brings it to a close. And stalemate. One, if not for fans, then perhaps for coaches, satisfied by organisation and solidity. You join us on a pretty wet afternoon here. The clouds have opened, and it is famous colours of Fluminense. It does seem to be a 4-3-3, Jim.
Well, one of the attacking advantages in this setup, Peter, is the impact that can be made between fullbacks and the attacking wide players. These combinations, when worked well, can be a real handful for any opposition, and we're likely to witness that again. You often
hit into the middle. It's deflected over the goal line for a corner. He just whacks it away. Goes to finish! They've scored!
all goals are welcome, but when they come at a time like that, they're priceless.
Deflection may or may not have made a difference. Little matter, it is his. to end, it flew by, and in the end, it came down to just the odd goal. Your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Look, we saw some textbook football from wide areas that continued to produce expansive attacking play that was ultimately too hard to handle. They were simply too good in the...
And welcome on this most perfect evening for a game of football. Conditions are absolute. I think will be quite a spectacle. This place simply a monument to the game. So much prestige, so much pride, so much passion whenever football is played here. Now hits one! He's scored! Lovely goal, perfect poise to set himself for the strike. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. So it ends 1-0, an enthralling game and an agonisingly narrow defeat. Your final thoughts, Jim?
It's just a
Beautiful sunshine. These are indeed conditions for the beautiful.
adds discipline and lends a stubbornness to that midfield which can stifle opposition attempts to play through, and it takes a lot of pressure off your defence.
Willian. He's played him through. Willian! He's delivered all right! Just so calm under pressure.
Well, I think that defence there thought they were in good position and they had him where they wanted, yet somehow he's worked the scoring position when it didn't see him on. It's really crafty business, that.
Felipe Melo, well, that's where he wants it. Willian! Back of the net! And they're at it again in double quick time. Oh, a goal of real quality. He made it look ridiculously easy.
Well, most of those go high and wide because of their difficulty. He made it look like he does it every day.
And that will be the final act. No joy for the players, nor indeed for the loyal fans. It has ended in defeat, a thoroughly disappointing outcome. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen? It's a pleasant evening. There has been a clamour to get inside, and you are welcome to it, and indeed to one of the grandest fixtures. Bahia have gone 4-3-3. Jim, how do you interpret that?
Yeah, Peter, you can look at this formation 1 minute and think that it is 4-3-3, and the next time you check it'll be 4-5-1, and it's all to do with whether you've got the ball or not, and the wider attacking players being asked to apply.
He's pulled off a fine save.
Gabriel is very sporting here to acknowledge the quality of the save. A lovely little footballing moment.
That's been levered clear. Shoots! They've scored! He was urged to shoot, and he duly delivered.
Yeah, and all engineered, Peter, by some smart running and movement. That's already something to admire, but how about the pass? Just wonderful. Loved it.
Tries to get it forward quickly. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. He's making good use of his strength there, just refuses to be out-muscled. Tries a shot! They've done it! They are right back in business! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Well, I think two keepers would have had a hard time keeping that one out, never mind one. There was real venom in the strike and clear composure from the placement.
And that's that. Well, nobody is totally satisfied, but it was a more than decent game, a super watch, and it ends in a draw. What are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim? With us on a pretty wet afternoon here. The clouds have opened, and it is Internacional have chosen to go 4-3-3. Jim, how do you see it?
Yeah, Peter, you can look at this formation 1 minute and think that it is 4-3-3, and the next time you check, it'll be 4-5-1, and it's all to do with whether you've got the ball or not, and the wider attacking players being asked to apply defensive discipline too, when it does turn to a 5 across midfield.
And that is it. The referee has seen enough. And stalemate. One, if not for fans, then perhaps for coaches, satisfied by what is pretty close to an ideal evening for football. There is this place simply a monument to the game. So much prestige, so much pride, so much passion whenever football is.
It's not the game we were hoping for, Peter. I think both of these keepers could text about their respective involvement.
Going through. The ball's loose, and he's after it. Big chance! Goal!
I can give the keeper a little sympathy here because I think he might have been slightly unsighted. However, credit where it's due, it's still a fine finish from a tight spot.
The final whistle. Terrific contest. It really might have tipped either way. The margins were tiny, just a goal in it, but that was enough. Absolutely glorious weather here as we welcome you to have a very special feel to it. So that's it. It is all over. Well, it looked 0-0 from a fair way out. Little craft or guile or penetration. Defence is largely untroubled. It's goals. And after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Yeah, this looked the most likely outcome, but we've had a good variety in this game, despite it being anticlimactic.
Before we go, many thanks to Jim Beglin for his input, and from us both, good afternoon.